between Australia and the US. Treasurer Josh Frydenberg joins me now. Good morning, Treasurer. A Chinese spy ship doing bog laps of our coast, no military exercises at the time. What was it doing here?
Oh, well, look, those are matters for our defence and our intelligence services. The reality is we do exercises with other countries on a regular basis, and we do so to ensure that our military is best equipped and most ready for any challenges that it faces. And today, with the announcement that we're now sending our ADF and federal police off to the Solomon Islands, it just shows you again how important our frontline Defence Force personnel are.
It came as far south as Sydney, though. I'm sure you're in some high-level meetings. Were people concerned?
Oh, well, again, you know, these are matters that defence and intelligence services always monitor, and you know, we have a national security meeting quite regularly. Indeed, we had one yesterday to agree to this deployment to the Solomon Islands, and we take all the necessary precautions to ensure that whatever business we conduct in those meetings is kept appropriately secret.
OK, let's talk about the Solomons. The Prime Minister at pains yesterday to say we are not entering into anything that government is doing. How do you skirt that line?
Well, Nat, the first thing to say is this is a response to a request from the Islands government. That's really important. We're partners in the region. They're part of the Pacific family, and Australia has, you know, extensive responsibilities to our neighbours in the region. And those images of the civil unrest, the domestic unrest, was very serious. Looting, rioting, the burning of buildings. And Australia has the capacity, whether it's our federal police, whether it's our Defence Force personnel, whether it's our foreign affairs diplomats, to support those domestic law enforcement services in those countries. And that's what we're doing. We're responding positively to a request from the Solomon Islands. We're going to have more than 70 personnel over there, and including obviously the ADF as well. The intention is for it to be a short deployment to help obviously see a restoration of calm and law and order.
OK, let's talk about this proposed Federal Integrity Commission. The debate now being put off until next year. Wasn't this a promise before the last election, and haven't we had a draft of this for 12 months? So why is it being put off?
Well, a couple of key points here. We allocated $150 million to establish this Integrity Commission. We've released extensive exposure drafts. We've consulted widely with stakeholders. The Integrity Commission model that we're proposing has two divisions. It has a law enforcement division and a public enforcement division. It's also got independent oversight, and it also has the powers of a Royal Commission. Now, if the Labor Party said, yes, we'll tick off on your model, then it would become a reality. But the Labor Party have not sought to do that. They've sought to make politics out of a very sensitive issue. We do want to ensure that we have the appropriate procedural safeguards on the one hand, and on the other, we're tackling corruption at all levels. That's what our Integrity Commission is designed to do. We've allocated the money, it's got sufficient powers, and the legislation has been released for consultation, and we've taken that consultation into account.
OK, let's talk about new data out this morning showing the jobs market roaring back to life. Whenever we talk to the unions, they say a lot of these jobs are only part-time, they're not even part-time, they're only a few hours a week. What do you say to that?
We've actually seen full-time jobs come back in huge numbers, and the data today shows that 350,000 new jobs have been created since the start of September. That's more than 5,000 jobs a day, Nat. And on top of that, we've seen 1.2 million people come off those COVID disaster payments that were in place in the lockdown states of New South Wales and Victoria, as well as the ACT. Now, those people have gone back into work. How do we know? Because actually the number of people in that time on income support have gone down. This is another proof point that the economic plan is working, that the Australian economy is recovering. We saw this week consumer confidence was up again. Job ads are more than 30% higher than they were going into the pandemic. And Australia is one of only 9 countries in the world to have retained its AAA credit rating from the 3 leading credit rating agencies. So yes, there was a massive economic shock. Yes, the government responded with a full court press of support. And yes, the economy is now recovering very strongly.
Finally, before you go, we had some vision of you in Parliament. It seems you had a bit of trouble opening a bottle of water, Josh. Your mate Barnaby then came to the rescue. What was going on here? Did he loosen it for you?
Well, he opened it for me, that's the answer. But look, no excuses, Nat, but I have got a splint on my finger, so it was for the previous week, so I was struggling there away, but no excuses. A treasurer should be able to open a bottle of water easier than that.
Oh, Barnaby to the rescue. He'll be happy about that. Thank you very much for joining us. See you next week.
Thank you, Nat.